Alright, so hello everyone and welcome. Today we're doing a deck profile of another Dark Magician alternate idea I've been working with initially because someone asked me, and I've actually really liked the combinations that happen because it's a Dark Magician deck that has a native dragon in it, which makes getting our Circle, Eternal Soul, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight combination working a lot better. But we'll work into that a little bit here. So it's a Despian Dark Magician deck. It's got a little bit of this. Like, it's a weird kind of transformative package, I guess. At the moment, because we can't run Dragoon, we can't really do too terribly much else with even our own fusion cards. You've got Despia Theater. It's honestly been really nice to have just to go into at least one summon per turn once you get into it. But let's get to it. Starting out, 2 Dark Magicians, very basic. You really don't want to run more than 2 ever. At this point, it does nothing. The card itself does not do anything to help the deck. So it's a brick. You want the multiple souls because you want to be able to get, you want Foolish Burial, like, it's the standard stuff. You basically Foolish Burial, your Dark Magician, DMG, so you can get the draw off of your Soul Servant, but you can also get draws by discarding dead cards if they're in your hand. Basically, any of these spells work for it. Then we go into the generic hand traps, Max C, Ghost Ogre. I've replaced Ash Blossom with Ghost Ogre, primarily because people are running a lot of Crossout Designator, but they're running it with Ash Blossom, so to counteract that, I've been using Ghost Ogre and just using it for its current purpose. Like, I'm not going heavy anti against Max C, and I realize I don't need to because in the Dark Magician deck, you don't do a whole lot of special summoning. You might get 1 to 2 off per turn, and really getting 1 off per turn because your control deck doesn't hurt. Like, Max C does not hurt us that bad, so I don't need to stop it all the time. Ghost Ogre will pop things on the field when they try to activate. I had a game where Ghost Ogre'd someone else's Masquerade off the field, which helped me just continue into a winning fight. Dark Magician's Rod grabs you basically any of your Dark Magician spells, which you're really just going to use to cycle into this continually. I might end up running less of them just because I've got more normal summons, but it's worked out well overall, mostly because you can cycle him in with the Artemis package. You can cycle him in with Ecclesia too, which I've enjoyed for the sake of having something to make the Dark Magicians with, and then can turn around, make Albion mixed with, like, you can go Albion into, well, you can use this or this to use Ecclesia plus Dark Magician or DMG to go into the Dark Magicians. Then you would play this to get a draw, as well as potentially get or have Albaz in your hand or grave, or you've used this to send. There's a lot to be done with this, I think. Just because your combos are a little non-linear at the moment. And then we're running the Destiny Hero package, again, mostly because we can't run Dragoon. If I was doing Dragoon, I would probably drop these 3 fusion spells, go with the Dragoon package. Still probably, I'd probably go with this instead, but run the Dragoon package, get rid of my Elemental Heroes because everyone's just tired of Destroyer Phoenix, and I get that, but it is a good card. Everyone's going to be worse tired of Dragoon if this little guy doesn't go away when Dragoon hits finally, but that's its own issue. But I think 2 Albaz, 2 Jester, 2 Ecclesia does well to facilitate, and 2 Branded Opening does well to facilitate the small engine that we have here. And if we get branded fusion, this all comes out too. Like, I might even do this 2 Dragoon, 2 branded, and I might stick with a lot of this just to make it easier to combo into Dragoon, but that's all. Dark Magician Girl. I'm talking about stuff way into the future. I'm not sure of yet. But I'm liking how this runs. We've got Upstart Goblin to combo with Soul Servant, because this does not do a good job of comboing into Soul Servant, because what really do you grab if you run 3 circles? You would, okay, let's say circle this, so you have access to this, this, or this in most of those decks. It doesn't help, especially if you can Upstart into Rod, which will get you that, which is 2 deck cards out of the deck instead of 1. It just... and a monster, rather than just a bunch of spells. The Fusion Destiny is part of the Destiny Hero package to make our Phoenix Destroyer Phoenix. Despia, like I've said, is a fusion card. I'm running this, and it's not come up too terribly often in this format. It was doing well in the fusion, which makes sense. A lot of your fusion monsters come out as dark and fusions and all of that. I wish we had a better fusion card specifically for the Dark Magicians. That's it. And then Forbidden Droplet for the anti-plays, for your recovery phases. Branded Opening, I've had fun with a lot, because I've actually not necessarily used it to bait out, but used it to keep people from being able to called by my Destroyer Phoenix by just not letting him be destroyed in a turn or two, and eventually they get rid of him for some way, shape, or form, but it's fine. Solemn Judgment, always a good trap card, and Eternal Soul for the recursion of your Dark Magicians. It's very basic. Starving Venom Dragon is for the Super Poly target, so is Predaplant Dragastapelia. In some mirror matches, I've even Super Poly'd in... they're not mirror matches, but... I guess you could call them mirror matches. I've had matches where fusing into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight against, like, Blue Eyes, Dragon Link, this has come up to make this, which was kind of fun. The Dark Magicians is a little bit an engine card at the moment. It's not fantastic. People tend to Super Poly it away, or Kaiju it away, or Albaz it away, so it's not fantastic. Tikaland, I have a video up where this has saved me a match where someone summoned 3 Masquerades. I go to Albaz, use their Masquerade to make this, special summon Dark Magician, and then go to turn with, I think, 1 or 2 of my Magician's Souls in hands and this in hand. So I fused off one of theirs, then I attack the other one, then I fuse into this to attack the third. It was nice, and they basically gave up, and I assume a lot of people have the issue where if you're running 3 of these, they're just gonna burn themselves out. Albion is kind of a good combo piece. You fuse it with your opponent's light monster, and I think you're supposed to use it to climb into something bigger. What I tend to do is use its effect to climb into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, and I don't really mind banishing one of my Dark Magicians to get into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, or even the Fallen of Albaz. He's recoverable, I believe, using Ecclesia? Oh, hand or deck, so I can get another one out, but that's not bad. I like getting this into hand early, so I want to run it at the 2. I could run less, I could run more, it could brick me. I've not had that many issues yet, so I'm going with it. Despian Quarteris, this doesn't come up as much as I assumed it would. Aside from just getting out there, it's okay. Mostly in the Fusion Festival, it does not help you much because you end up with this. A lot of level 8 fusions out on the board. Link Spider for the Dark Magician recursion engine. Same thing with the Imduck. Imduck can also get you your Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, which I guess this is our boss monster for the time being. This is our more consistent monster, but this is the boss monster. And then Artemis for your Magician's Rod recursion, Predaplant for your Destiny, or your Fusion Destiny, or if you are running any other, well, it actually works Fusion Destiny and Super Poly, which, that's really good, honestly. Predaplant in the Super Poly gets your opponent's monster off the field, typically gets your Predaplant off the field, and you end up with either this or this. Two decent big monsters, one with a negate attached. Let's see, and then Celine. Celine is just to climb into Access Code Talker if you need to finish a game. The rest of it is control, though. These two might not be necessary, but for the time being, it's a good simple climb situation. But I think this has been doing me well. I'm happy with it. There's just cards that we are missing, like Chaos of Illusion, or Illusion of Chaos, sorry. So we can grab monsters reliably from the DM engine. What else would there be? Oh, Fusion Destiny, or not Fusion Destiny. Branded Fusion, which we're still waiting on. It only really released in the TCG not that long ago, so that's gonna be a while. And something I would like to see, even though it's probably not gonna happen, is our good old boy Dragoon coming back to the deck if they get rid of Anaconda. Like, if we do end up with Anaconda banned, I would like to see us lean towards the TCG on the rulings of Dragoon, just because he is much harder to summon in decks. Like, there's no point in me running Predaplant realistically, or running Destroy realistically, if I don't want to just have these 4 potentially dead cards in my deck. Like, these two have often ended up in my hand, and I'm just kind of waiting on this or some way to get into the rest of these, so it hurts. Because I'm running, 4 or 5 potential bricks? Yeah. 5 potential bricks. It gets harsh. And I know a lot of people like to replace this with Chicken Game, and I get kind of why. I like this a little bit better, personally. You can replace it with Chicken Game, that's fine. I just like Upstart Goblin. Is there anything else? You could also increase the size of your Destiny Hero catalog here by adding... what is it? It's one of their secret rares. This guy. Malicious. He's a good card, special summons himself. Like, if you run him in this deck, you can kind of use him to make more of your links happen, make more fusions happen that you want to do. Like, you could actually, if you run 2 of him additional to everything else, you can do a lot more for... Oh, not this card, this card. You can do a lot more to getting into Dark Cavalry, which can be really good later. Like, he's a big card, he got me past one of the Cyber Darkened dragons. Didn't go over the attack points, it met, but that was enough that I was able to beat over the monster and kind of claim control of the battlefield again. So, that's all we got for the time being. But yeah, we need a few more cards for this deck at the moment. That's just how it is for now. We're just dealing. So to everyone, please stay safe, have a nice one, and see you next time. Bye!